SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps or often referred to as EBT for the low income. Is this money protected and what to do if it's taken from you? That's a great question and exactly what I want to focus on for you right here in the video. So let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, obviously we're going to be focusing on SNAP benefits, food stamps, or EBT, which goes out to about 43 million low-income Americans every single month. Well, over the last couple months here, I've had a few different videos out talking about direct express and bank accounts as a result of some of these financial institutions across the country that have been failing so far this year. And I've been talking about what would happen to your money and your fixed income monthly benefit in the event that something like a financial institution does fail, as in where your benefits are deposited. Well, as a result of these videos, I've had some questions coming in from those of you here on the channel reaching out asking, okay, this is great, but what about our EBT, our SNAP benefits onto our cards? That's a great question. And again, what I want to focus on here for you, because there's actually some laws that were put in place, and in the event that your benefits are lost or taken from you, you can get those back. Pretty awesome stuff, and they are protected to some extent, and exactly what I want to focus on here in this video. So we've got a lot to cover here. Let's get right into it. Really fast before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. As long as you're down there below the video hitting that subscribe button, make sure to like the video and of course share this video with your friends, family, and social media, especially if you know anybody else out there right now getting SNAP benefits, food stamps, or has an EBT card. They probably want to know this information because unfortunately, with everything going on right now, this is something that's impacting a lot of people. And this is still a relatively new law out of Congress where they actually did something good to help the low income. So pretty awesome stuff. And again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Let's get into it and talk through the details. All right. So late last year, which by the way, recording this video in 2023, okay? Late last year in December of 2022, lawmakers, as in Congress, passed a massive over $1 trillion package. Well, basically what it was the federal spending bill for, the fiscal year of 2023. But within that, they had some provisions within there that were actually pretty good to protect SNAP beneficiaries and those individuals that have an EBT card. And like I said, 43 million people across the country have an EBT card. So it's not like we're talking about 5 people. We're talking about 43 million people and more people being added literally every single month, okay? So pretty important stuff. All right, so within that bill, basically what they had in there is in the event of somebody's benefits being wrongly taken from some of these things that are out there right now, like these little skimming devices on kiosks, like at a checkout counter at the grocery store or on a gas pump or things like this. You've probably heard about it before, right? It's a little skimming device where you slide your card in and then you slide it out. And when you do that, basically they capture all of the information about your card, like the card number, expiration, PIN numbers, all kinds of stuff like that. They can gather that stuff and then they can empty out your card. Yeah, I know, sounds pretty bad, but this is the reality of what's going on right now, and this is something that's really out there. Well, as a result of that, and in that law that was passed late last year, 2022, it actually had some provisions in there. So basically a 2-year period of time. It was actually retroactive. In fact, going back to October 1st of 2022 and extending through September 30th of 2024. This law is in effect. So as of right now, we're kind of like right in the middle of it, right? We're practically right in the middle of where this law is taking place, okay? Again, October 1st, 2022 to September 30th, 2024 is when this law is in effect. Basically what happens is in the event that you have one of these cloning, situations where they basically clone your card or they capture your personal information and they empty out your card, you can get that money back, okay? So the law states that in the event the benefits are wrongly taken from a SNAP beneficiary, the state needs to reimburse that beneficiary for the wrongly taken benefits, if that kind of makes sense, okay? So if this is your situation, you should call your local office immediately. As soon as you find out that your benefits have been taken from you, you should look that up and you should call your local office right away, let them know the situation. They'll probably have a series of questions for you. Answer those, obviously, so they can help you out, and then they should be able to reinstate those benefits. So here's what's interesting about it. Let me talk about a situation here for just a second. So in those couple videos that I've had here over the last couple months, I've been talking about direct express card, and I've talked about bank accounts and all kinds of stuff like this. Well, as a result of these financial institutions that have been failing so far this year, in those videos I was talking about in the event of a financial institution being, going insolvent or basically failing, as in going bankrupt, would your benefits be protected? And I continued to say in those videos that these banks are protected by FDIC if it's a bank or NCUA in the event of a credit union. Basically what it is, it protects depositors up to $250,000 of deposits per account, okay? So that's what it comes down to. And so then I've had some people here in the community reaching out and asking, what about EBT? So this is the protection that we have with EBT. Now, I'm going to be fair with you. I did a lot of digging on this thing, okay? When it comes down to EBT, it's kind of an interesting situation because here's what happens with EBT, okay? EBT is not like, a bank account, things like that. It's a debit card, okay? So you have this EBT card. The state, your local state office has the information on this card. They load your monthly benefits onto the card every single month. You go to the store, you can spend all you want, and once you hit zero, you're kind of done, right? That's what it is. It's a debit card, okay? So unlike it's, linked to like a bank account or something like that, like a credit card, stuff like that, for the most part, EBT cards, it's kind of like a gift card. If you lose it or it's taken from you, it's kind of hard to get back, right? It's basically what the same thing is with a gift card. A gift card is essentially just a debit card as well. You can use it and use it and use it, but as soon as it hits zero, that's it. Game over, right? It's all done for now until you get a refill on that card or something, right? Same thing goes with EBT, okay? It's a debit card. I mean, obviously, you probably know that, but I'm just kind of trying to explain this a little bit further to show you that this is the protection that they have, okay? If those benefits are taken from you, this is what it comes down to. Unlike, EBT is not FDIC or NCUA insured, okay? That's not really how it works. It's essentially a debit card, okay? So I hope that kind of makes sense. There's a major difference between bank accounts and Direct Express compared to an EBT card. Very, very different, okay? But anyway, if you happen to be one of the people that, has this happen to you, please call your local office immediately. Now, here's a couple practical steps that they said. As I was doing research on this, there was many different things that they suggested you could do to protect yourself from this happening in the first place. But let's be fair for a second. How many times do you go to the checkout counter at your local store, whether it's, whatever happens to be your local grocery store, your big box store, whatever it happens to be, and you buy your groceries? Do you go up to the little kiosk where you slide your card and inspect it with a magnifying glass? Does this thing have a skimmer on it today? I don't think so, right? We all walk up to it, we slide our card through it, and then we basically, put our numbers in or whatever, and then we're out of there. Try to get out of there as quickly as we can for most people, right? I don't think we sit there and examine the whole device. Is this thing going to take my card information today? You know what I mean? We just don't do that for the most part. So my point is, a lot of times it's kind of hard to prevent something like this from happening, but these are the steps you can take in order to protect yourself. But here's a couple things that they suggested. Change your PIN number every month. Seriously. Every month. That's what they were saying, okay? As I was doing research on this, they said this is one of the best ways that people can protect themselves is to change your PIN number every month right before you get your deposit, okay? Let me give you a quick example. Let's just say that your deposit arrives on, again, I'm just going to make up an example here, okay? Let's just say that it arrives on the 3rd of every single month. Maybe on the 1st or the 2nd of every month, maybe you say, I'm going to change my PIN number today. You change your PIN number, then your deposit comes in, a day later, 2 days later, and boom, now you feel a little bit more protected. Like, yeah, I got ahead of them, right? I changed my PIN number, now they can't get my benefit, right? So that's something you could do. The major downfall that I see with that, I'm not sure about you, but this is just me. I think after about 3 months, I'd think, what's my PIN number again? I'm pretty sure I forgot by now. You know what I mean? It's so easy to use the same PIN number for so many different things. And then all of a sudden, if we keep changing it once per month, it's going to be, again, me speaking for myself. I know for me, after maybe 2, 3, 4 months like that, I would probably be in the position where I'm sitting there at the checkout counter thinking, I have no clue what my PIN number is anymore. I've changed it so many times over the last couple of months here. I have no clue what I changed it to. And here I sit. You know what I mean? So that would be my situation. And again, you probably want to write it down somewhere. I'm not very good about that. I rely on my memory way too much, and that's just my situation. So again, that's something that they said, as well as never share your card with anybody, never borrow it to somebody, never lend it out, obviously stuff like that. When you type in your PIN number, kind of cover it a little bit, obvious stuff like that. I don't need to go down that road and talk about all the details like that, but you get it. You're doing all this stuff anyway. So this is what it comes down to. So to follow up to those videos that I've had out over the last couple of months talking about Direct Express, bank accounts, protection of your money and your benefits there, this is what it comes down to for EBT. If you're an EBT card holder, this is what you need to know, okay? So That law is still in effect. If you feel that your benefits have been wrongly taken from you, call your local office immediately, talk them through the situation, and they should be able to help you get those benefits reinstated. It might be a little bit of a delay, but a little bit of a delay is better than no benefits ever coming back, right? So hope that makes sense for you. Anyway, I hope that this never happens to anybody. Unfortunately, this is happening to people. We know about it. I've been reading a lot about it over the last, 6, 8, 9 months or so. I've been reading a number of different things about this, and unfortunately, this is happening. So hope this one helps you. Again, just want to make sure that I'm keeping everybody updated what's going on, as well as helping you protect yourself right now, as it's a super weird time. So please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one, and catch you again later.